Yes, sir. What's good, y'all? You know what got you here, Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. All I'm trying to do is grow. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching from YouTube, welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and smash that like button, hit the notification bell, smash that subscribe button so you can subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more value. Right. So, if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and like and share and comment this post. Right? Especially for somebody who that's looking to make money all from their phone. All right. So today I'm gonna show you guys how I've been making money from my phone. You can do this from anywhere in the world. Once you learn the skill, you can basically turn your phone into a ATM. Okay. But you need to take time to learn the skill, learn what you're doing, and that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. All right. So this is called Forex trading. First thing that you need with Forex trading, you're going to need a broker account so that you can place trades. Right. So the broker that I'm using right now is called Novus Markets. Okay, if you click that link above, you'll be able to, it'll take you straight here. You're going to click create account. Okay, and once you click create account, put in your information, go ahead and create your account. After you create it, you'll be redirected to this back office. All right. So at first, you're not going to see this page here. You're going to see a page that has you to enter your KYC documents first. Okay, so you got to enter that in for tax purposes. You're going to enter in your proof of ID and your proof of address. Once that's approved, you'll be verified, right? So you look up here in the top left corner, it'll say verified, and this whole back office will unlock, right? So that's the first step. Now you're verified. You have your broker account created. Now what we want to do is make a deposit, right? We got to put money onto our broker account. So you come over here to the left hand side, click deposit, and you can use crypto to deposit, or you can use your card, right, by clicking right here. All right, so probably the fastest way is going to be just using your card. If you want to buy Bitcoin, you can use Cash App, you can use Trust Wallet, crypto.com, right? There's a lot of different websites out there to where you can buy crypto, right? But if you're not familiar with crypto, I probably wouldn't mess with that way because it's very, very easy to mess up, right? If you put one letter, one number wrong in the address, it'll send to somewhere totally different. Okay. Now, if you are familiar with crypto, okay, go ahead and click BTC. Minimum deposit is going to be $30. Okay. So I suggest that you start with at least $200 to $500 in your account so that you can make some all right profit. Okay. So you're going to click confirm, and then you're going to choose wallet, right? That's where we're going to deposit to. And then you're going to type in the amount. All right. So let's just say you're depositing $10,000 currency. You'll choose USD. Then you'll press continue. After you press continue, then they'll give you, it'll redirect you to the Bitcoin address that you're supposed to send to. Make sure you copy and paste that. Again, copy and paste that. If you're going to use crypto, make sure that you copy and paste, because if you mess that any one of those numbers up, right, just one number or letter, it's going to send somewhere totally different. Okay. So yeah, if you're not familiar with crypto, I would just deposit with card and just go that route. All right, so after about 30 minutes to an hour, you should see your money pop up here in the wallet balance. All right. So once it's in there, now we want to do an internal transfer, right? We want to transfer from the wallet to our account. I'm sorry. First, we want to create our account. All right. Create your account. Come here on the left hand side and click on accounts. All right. So first account that you want to create is a demo account. This is going to be the account that we practice on. Okay. So click here on demo, click create account, and then click create account. All right. We also want to create a live account. So we'll go over here, create live account. Okay. So I would choose this one. Okay. Because this comes with trading view. Create account. Once you click this, you'll choose your leverage. I'd say choose, so you could leave it on 1 to 500, right? And then just click create account. Now you have your live account and your demo account created. Okay. Now you want to do an internal transfer so that you can transfer from your wallet balance to your live account. All right. So come over here to the left hand side, click internal transfer. You're going to click recipient account will be the account that you're going to deposit to, right? The live account. So you choose your live account, type the amount that you want to deposit into that account, and then click send. After you click send, it'll happen automatically, right? And it'll pop up in your account balance, and you'll be able to see the balance here. Okay. So now we have our account created. We got our two demo and a live account created. We have our internal transfer that we deposited our money and transferred our money to our live account. Now we want to go to the broker platform where we'll be placing the trades on. Okay. So to do that, you're going to come over here, click trade. It's going to take you to this page here. Okay. Take you to the platform right here. This is where we'll be placing our trades. Okay. So first thing you want to do is go to the pair that we'll be trading, and I trade gold. So you come over here, type in XAU, and go down to XAU USD. Click that, and this will pop up. Okay. Now, if yours doesn't look like this, you can zoom out, zoom in by dragging over here on the side, right? Just click your mouse. You can drag up and down to make this longer or shorter, or you can come here to the bottom, click and drag, and this will zoom in, right? Make it wider or more narrow so that you can see everything. All right. So now your chart should look like this here. Okay. You want to come up here to the time frame, and we're going to back out to the 4 hour, right, just so that we can see everything. And this is the first step, right? First step that you want to do. This is how you always want to approach your chart. Back up to the bigger time frames like the 4 hour daily so that you can see the full chart, right? We want to be able to look back so that we can get right. You got to look back in the past so that you have an idea of what may happen in the future. Okay, but the only way to do that is to back out to a bigger time frame. All right, so the larger time frames, these are more for swing trades, longer term trades that we will hold. Scalping trades, we will go down to like the 15-5, the minute time frame, so that we can scalp or just get a better entry on our long-term trades. Okay, so you always want to back out to the bigger time frame so that you can see an overall picture of what's going on. All right, so first thing that we want to do is we want to identify the trend of the market. You want to identify the trend of the market. Okay, so we'll come over here to the left hand side. We'll grab our trend line tool. Actually, we're going to make this green a little bit thicker. Okay, and we just want to start from the bottom point. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just give you a general idea. All right. So now we have our trend line drawn. Okay. And like I said, we're just starting from the bottom, lowest point to the highest point. All right. And a quick way to figure out the trend line or to figure out the trend of the market, whatever pair that you're trading, is if it's starting in the bottom left corner, working its way to the top right, that is an uptrend. Okay. If it's starting in the top left, right, this top left corner, working its way to the bottom right, that's a downtrend. So you can see here, price is starting in our bottom left corner, working its way up to the top right. This is an uptrend. Okay. So price is starting on a trend line, bouncing off our trend, bouncing off our trend line, bouncing off our trend line. Okay. And now we're kind of just consolidating right here. All right. So This is how you find the trend of the market, right? So once you have the trend identified, now the next thing that we need to identify is our major reversal points. The major reversal points. Okay. And it's just like it sounds, points of reversal, right? Where price goes up to a certain point and reverses, comes down to a certain point and reverses. Okay. Any place that you see a sharp turnaround, right? A sharp reversal where price is going in one direction and then it just turns around, right? That is an area of resistance, right? A major reversal point. So what we want to do is just circle a few of these. All right. So let me grab my circle tool. All right. So I guess we could use. I guess we could use our rectangle tool. All right. So I'm just going to draw a box around our major reversal points. Okay. Have one there. Okay. You don't have to do all of them. Just give you a basic idea. Sometimes you may need to make it a little bit wider just so that you can see a little bit better. All right, so we have a few major reversal points identified. This is just to give you a general idea, right, of seeing the areas of resistance so that we can identify our zones. Okay, our zones are going to be our resistance, which is going to be on the top. Our bottom is going to be the support zone. Okay, so now we want to grab our rectangle tool and then identify. That'll be our top. Our bottom for our support. Then our top zone will be. Here we go. Okay. So right now we are in the zone on a 4-hour time frame. Okay. This bottom shaded area will be our support. This top area will be our resistance. All right, our area of resistance. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to be along the areas where we're seeing resistance. Okay. And this is all I do. I trade zone to zone, right? Zone to zone. And I trade off of my trend line. So, for example, if I was to see, if I was to draw this zone before, right, and I saw that it reached back down here on my support, right, also touching my 4-hour trend line, I would have known, okay, this looks like a good area to get in for a buy, riding it back up. Okay, that's one way that we can trade off of the trend line, right? We try to catch the bounce off the trend line, and if we're in an uptrend, we'll be looking for buys, right? So every time that it touches our trend line, you can see here, right, what starts right here, came up to a certain point, came back down to touch our trend line. This is a good opportunity to get in for a buy. All right, came back, retested our trend line, respected, good opportunity to get in for a buy. You could have rode this all the way up until it started to come back down to test our trend line again. Another opportunity for a buy. Okay, and now came back down to test our trend line again, looking like it's trying to take off one more time. All right, so now in the case that it does take off and it breaks this resistance area, this will become our new support, and our new area of resistance will be somewhere around here. All right, and the reason why is because you see this major reversal point here, major reversal point here, major reversal point here, right? So we're seeing a lot of resistance in this area. Go a little bit lower, right? So this will be, if this breaks, if this continues to go up, right, breaks this resistance will then become our support, and our new area of resistance will be this top shaded area, right, purple or shaded area. If it respects this resistance and tries to come back and retest our support, right, then what we want to do, you want to wait to see if it's going to respect the trend line to get in for buys coming back up. If it does not respect this trend line, this is usually the pattern that happens. Okay, so it'll get to our trend line, it'll break our trend, break in structure, come back, retest our trend line, and then continue down. All right, so this is the other way to catch, just to catch a more profitable trade off the trend line, is for you to wait for it to get back to the trend line, make a break, and it's going to retest your trend line and then continue down. All right, that's one way. Like I said, the other way is to wait for it to get to your trend line, see if it respects your trend, and then you can catch the bounce off the trend line. All right, so it's just two different strategies that you can use off the trend line. It's either going to get to the trend line, respect the trend, and continue in the trend direction. All right, in this case for buys, or it's going to get to the trend line, break structure, retest, and then go in the opposite direction. Right, start to go in the opposite direction. Those are two strategies that you can use. Right, very simple. I know it's a lot more to this, right? Of using other tools to give you an advantage. We can use software, we can use bots that will give us an edge on the market. But this right here, this is going to give you the basic skills, right, to go to any chart and draw up your own analysis and make an educated guess on which way price will go. All right. So just to go over that overview again, two different ways, right? After you identify the trend line, then you're going to identify your major reversal points. Okay. Once you identify your major reversal points, that will give you a general idea of where you're seeing areas of resistance. Those areas of resistance are going to represent your support and resistance, right? The bottom will be your support. The top shaded area will be your resistance. Once you have that zone identified, you pretty much can tell which way price will go, right? After you have your zone identified. Okay. Because what I normally notice happens is it'll bounce in between the zone a few times before it breaks out. All right. So for example, just like you see here, bounced off our support, came up to our resistance, bounced off our support, came up to resistance, bounced off support, came up to resistance. Right. So I noticed this is the pattern that you'll usually see in between the zones before you see a breakout in either direction. Right. So there's a few opportunities that you can catch in between the zones. I would say stick to um, catching the plays when it's at the top of your resistance or if it's at the bottom of your support. Right. Try to not place trades when it's in the middle of your zone because you just never know which way it's going to go. Right. So try to be patient, wait for it to get to a zone or the bottom of your zone or the top of your zone, and then going for your trade. Okay. All right, y'all. So now to get a better entry, right, we want to work our way down to the lower time frames. So like I said, the 15, 5 minute or the minute. And we're just going to do the exact same thing all over. All right. So first thing that we ask ourselves, what is the trend of the market? All right. What is the trend on the 1 minute? Okay. And remember, like I said, if price is starting in the bottom left, that usually means it's an uptrend. If it's starting in the top left, working its way to bottom right, that's a downtrend, right? So we can see here clearly, price is starting in our bottom left corner, working its way to the top right. Right. So what we do, come over here, grab our trend line tool, and we just connect the dots. All right. Okay. So we see here, price is starting here on the bottom of our trend, going up to a certain point, bouncing off our trend, a couple bounces, working its way up. Now we're at an all-time high for this trend line, right, on the minute time frame. Now, once we have our trend identified, next thing is identifying our major reversal points. Okay, so we can see here, major reversal point here, where my mouse is at. Boom, major reversal point here. Okay, here, here, also here. All right, and like I said, you don't have to identify all of them to give you a. All right, so I need to back out just a little bit more so I can get our resistance. Okay. So I'm seeing we have an area of resistance here. All right, and the reason why I say that because you see here we have a major reversal point, major reversal. Probably I'm gonna go a little bit. All right. go. All right, so now we have our trend line identified. We have our zone, okay? Our bottom being our support. We're seeing a lot of resistance in this area, and our top being our resistance, okay? So what you can do here, you can wait to see if it's going to respect this resistance area. If it does, then we can catch sales coming back down to our trend, or you can wait for it to get down to the trend. And like I said, you can trade with the trend and catch a buy bouncing off this trend. Or, like I said, the other pattern that you will see is it'll get to the trend line, break the trend line, right? Break structure, come back, retest, and then continue down. All right. So two opportunities from here. You can either wait to see if it's going to respect this resistance. If it does, you can catch sales coming back down to the trend line. If it does break this resistance, then this will become our new support. Our next area of resistance will be around here. All right, you guys saw how I got that? Okay, the reason why I know that is because you can see here areas of resistance where we're having major reversal points. Boom, major reversal point here lets me know that's another next area of resistance, right? So if it does break this resistance, this will become our new support. Our new area, our target of resistance will be here, right? So you could probably try to catch buys of it coming back to this area. Eventually, it will come back down to retest this trend line, right? But if it does break this resistance, then it's probably going to try to head back up to this next level of resistance before it turns around. Okay. So we can see here, starting to see some resistance here, a little pullback. But you still just want to be patient because it could be a fake out, right? This could be a fake out and it could continue to rise. So we just want to be patient. And what I'm looking for to know that it's going to come back down to my trend line, I'm looking for a bearish engulfing candlestick. All right. So now we're getting a little bit more advanced into candle patterns, right? Candlesticks. This is something that you'll learn as you go, right? But there's certain candlesticks that will let you know that there's a reversal coming or continuation. The way that I know if a reversal is coming is if I see a bearish engulfing candlestick. What that means is a red candlestick that engulfs the previous candlestick, right? So if this candlestick closes out below this previous candlestick, I know, okay, that gives me a sign that there could be a reversal coming. All right. So for example, engulfing candlestick, right, would have been this candlestick here. Okay. Because it engulfed this previous bullish candlestick, right? Engulfing bearish candlestick, let you know, could mean that we're going down for bearish momentum, right? So once I saw this, waited for this pullback, I would have got in for the sell, rode it back to my trend line. So got to the trend line. Like I said, if it respects the trend, you can catch buys going with the trend. Okay. So it's got a little bit more, right? But if this does close out below this previous candlestick, that lets me know, all right, we could probably catch sales coming back down to our support. Okay. So you just want to be patient, let price come to you. All right. So the way that we placed our trade, right, I'm just going to place an example trade with you guys. All right. So the way you place your trade, you're going to come over here and set your lot size. All right. So if you are trading with anything less than $500, I would say stick to 0.01 to 0.03. especially trading gold, right? You want to be very conservative when it comes to gold because you just never know with gold, right? And sometimes it could get very volatile, so you don't want to get into a big drawdown. If you have a small account, right, you can blow your account very quickly. So you want to start off conservative. If you're trading with $1,000 and above, I'd say you could probably stick to zero point zero 0.05 to zero point 0.1. All right. But yeah, you want to use proper risk management. This is how people blow their account. Okay. I'll show you guys an example of how to blow how people blow their account, right? So if they have like 500 or $1,000, they'll try to come over here and do like a one standard. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys how this is a bad idea, right? So like, let's say we're just going to get in for example trade, right? So we got in for one standard. This is over leveraging our account. All right, so it's not even gonna let us place a one standard, right? So let's go, let's say zero point 0.5. All right, it's not gonna let us do a 0.5. Let's say 0.2, 0.3. All right, 2. Rejected account. 1. There we go. All right, so 0.1, and it's not even gonna let us over leverage, right? Sometimes, depending on what broker you're using, it won't even let you over leverage, right? It won't even let you place some big lot sizes, but some brokers will. And it's just a bad idea, right? Because you can see here already -7, -$8 that fast, right? So when you over leverage, that's what happens. Okay. You also want to keep an eye on this margin level percentage. You want to try to keep this margin level percentage around 1,000 to 3,000, right? Margin level percentage just to be safe. When it gets below 1,000, now you're in risk of blowing your account. Okay. So you always want to keep that in mind. Yes, it's possible to over leverage and things go your way, right? But you can place a over leveraged account, a trade, and it blow your account, especially if you're not using stop losses, right? So anytime you trade, especially when you're first starting off, you want to use your stop loss, right? So you come over here, go to stop loss, click this. All right. So now we have a stop loss set. And what this stop loss means is that if price gets to this point, right, it'll close out of the trade automatically. So we won't lose any more money past this point. So it's kind of like a safety type thing, right? Where you can set the stop loss. You always want to use a stop loss, especially if you're trading at first, because it's going to help you control your loss, right? So that you know you're only going to lose that much amount of money per trade. Okay. You also can set a take profit, right? Come over here, take profit, set the take profit. And once price gets to this point, it's going to close you out of the trade and profit. Okay. So that, and the reason why you want to do that is because your trade could come all the way down here in profit, right? You can be in profit and then it turns around and goes back and hits your stop loss. All right. But if you had this take profit set, then you would have secured the bag. All right. So this is why it's very, very key to always use your stop loss and your take profit, because you want to be able to secure the bag. You don't want to be in profit and then it price reverse on you and go back and hit your stop loss. Um, and that's something that I had to learn the hard way. Okay. So, yeah, that's how you place your first trade. And you can see here, right? Over leverage this trade. So that quickly we're down -$24. Okay. But we're going to see what it does. Like I said, if it breaks through this resistance area, then our next area of resistance would be somewhere around here. Okay. But if it does respect this resistance area, then it probably is coming back to retest our trend line, which what it will do eventually after it gets done with this bullish run. Okay. So yeah, we're just seeing here, it's just consolidating in this area. Like I said, this is the last area of resistance, so we should see some type of turnaround here pretty soon. But in the case that we don't, and it comes and hits our stop loss, then we'll wait for the pullback, and then we'll get in for our buys up to this next resistance area. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys just an example trade. The way that you close out of trades, okay, you can either come here, hit this X to close out of the trade, or you can come up here, click positions, and your position will pop up here, and you can close out by clicking this X right here, right? So it'll always ask you for confirmation before you close out, and you just close position. Okay. All right, so that's how you take a trade, and that's how you close out of the trade, how you set your stop loss, your take profit. So yeah, y'all, hope you guys got value. I showed you guys how to create your broker account, showed you how to make that deposit, that internal transfer. Showed you guys how to jump on here, choose your pair, how to set your lot size right for proper risk management, how to place your trade, also how to close out of your trade. Okay, so um, you want to practice doing your own analysis as much as possible. Doing this more and more and more is going to build your skill. Okay, the more that you do this, the better that you get. And that's really with anything. Okay, repetition is the mother of skill. The only way you're going to get good at this is by doing it over and over and over again, right? So you just continue to come back here, practice on your demo, get rid of all your drawings, right? So you clear your drawings and then just do it all over again. Figure out your trend, identify your major reversal points, identify your zones, and then go from there. All right, y'all. So yeah, hopefully you guys got value from this. If you need any help, you can reach out to me or you can comment below. Let me see if we have any comments. All right. So yes, it says, "Are we selling or buying? Which platform are you using here?" Okay. So yes, is you can create the broker account by clicking that link in the description, and that was just a sample trade, right? This was just a sample trade. If you do want to trade with me, right, all you guys have to do is create an account. Once you create an account and you make your deposit, then I'll add you to my trading group so that you can trade with me, right? You guys can follow along with me with my real time trades. Okay, so that's really the only thing that I ask of you guys. I'm not going to charge you to get into my trading group. I'm not going to try to sell a course to you or anything like that. All I'm going to do is ask you guys create an account with the link that I provided above or in the description. Once you create your account, go ahead and make your deposit. After you make your deposit, go ahead and send me a text ready to 614 209 6204. I believe that's the number. 602-2904. All right, 614-602-2904. All right, so that's after you deposit. If you have any questions, you can send me a message on Messenger. All right, but yeah, if we don't have any more questions, I'll go ahead and jump off of here. Yo, what's good, Brian? What's good? Yes, this right. And yes, if you have any more questions, just reach out to me, bro. I can try to walk you guys through. If you don't have any experience at all, right? If you don't have any experience at all trading, then I definitely will walk you through. We can jump on a Zoom meeting where I can show you how to get set up, how to make your deposit, do that internal transfer, and then get set up for our first trades. Right. So again, if you're watching this, only thing that I ask for you to join my trading group is create a broker account with the link above, make your deposit. Once you do that, go ahead and text me ready so that I know that you're ready and I'll add you to our trading group. All right, y'all. So I love y'all. Know you can do about it. Know what got to hear Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. All I'm trying to do is grow. Like I always say, make the rest of it the best of it. I'll meet you at the top because that bottom is way too crowded. Let's